from my tent this morning. And yes, I did say tent. I did what you're not supposed to do last night and set up my tent in the shelter. The only reason I did that is because the storm was supposed to be coming through, and it was pretty clear I was the only person here, and I figured I'd be a lot warmer. I tend to be warmer with the rain fly on my tent because it holds the heat in. So I set up in the shelter, which I find shelters very drafty, especially the floors. There's some major gaps in the floors of this one, and it was a little bit chilly. But I went ahead and set up my tent just as I would have done if I was camping, and stayed pretty warm throughout the night. The storm did roll in about 2 a.m., which is a couple hours later than forecast, and it's still going, although the sky's getting a little bit brighter and the wind seems to be dying a little bit. So it's just after 9, I'd say maybe 9:15, 9:20, and I'm still nibbling on my breakfast. It took me a while to get it going. So finishing up my breakfast, and I have a book I think I'm going to read for a while and then leave here in a lending library. That little box right there on the wall is actually a library for people to leave and take books, so that's kind of cool. They have it in a couple of shelters here in New York, apparently. And then after that, I'm going to take my 17-mile plan for the day. I don't know what I was thinking, knowing that the weather was coming in, and I'm going to cut it down to 9 and just scoot on down the trail to the RPH shelter, which I hear is really nice. I also hear from, or read, I guess I should say more accurately, the comments in Gut Hooks that I can order hot food there. It's close to a road, near a couple of houses, and it's a real nice three-sided stone shelter. But if I want, I can order a hot dinner in, and I should be able to get there by late afternoon, get dried off, get warmed up, and then be good to go tomorrow when the weather is nicer and start pounding out some bigger miles. So that's my plan right now. Still feeling good about everything, and actually, surprisingly, not nearly as sore as I expected from that fall yesterday. So some of that soreness may kick in second day, but we'll see. I've been taking my leave and just hopefully it was just a fall and not going to have any repercussions for me. It is just before 11, and I am packed up and ready to leave the Morgan Stewart shelter. If I'd been here on a nice day, I could have had a fire there or a roaring bonfire in that fire pit over there. That's the fire pit. It's pretty cool. And then down the hill past here, there's tenting area down that way, and a water source for the pump. So it's actually a pretty nice shelter, and as I said, I stayed pretty warm, so all good. I just came down a pretty steep rocky section. I'm not sure how far I've gone today, so maybe just half a mile. The trail is very wet, and as you can see, the forest floor is covered with a new crop of leaves. Many of them are fresh and even more slippery than the ones that have been down for a little while. So definitely the conditions are a lot worse than they were yesterday. And sometimes it's days like these I wonder if I'm either crazy or stupid or both for getting out on the trail. I could have just zeroed at the shelter and waited it out. Tomorrow should be a lot better, but I'm eager to get moving. I want to at least log a few miles, so here I am. And I'll do my best to take my time on my 9 miles. It might take me 5, even 6 hours if I go real slow and be careful, but we'll see. Hopefully I'll be there before 4:30 this afternoon and be able to get settled in and get warm. I'm coming up on a busy road. It sounds like interstate, but I don't think that there's another road next to it that I cross and then hopefully go under the interstate. And I just checked real quick, and I've gone 2.4 miles in just over an hour, so I'm actually making a really good time considering the conditions on the trail, how wet it is, how rocky it is. So I'm very, very happy with that. Still surprises me to see houses and roads, or so many roads along the AT, but they're here. There's a house right down there, and I'm getting ready to cross another road. That wasn't an interstate that I crossed a little while back. The trail took me up to, I believe it was Road 52, and went across the interstate and down a little bit of a side road, which was nice. Actually saw an old AT sign, and for some reason that's a blue blaze, even though the white blazes are right there, so that's a little confusing, but I'm pretty sure I'm going the right way. So I'll sort that out in a second. But anyway, so far the trail has been good. I think I'm almost halfway for the day, so that's good. And I'm gonna stop filming and find the blazes because there's a white one over there, so I must be in the wrong spot. Alright, I'm so busy looking in the house that I missed this blaze. It tells me I need to go over here, and maybe I don't cross that road. I may just go alongside of it I know for a while parallel the interstate as well, so it's interesting that the trail is just not super remote in some areas. Even though you're in the woods, you're not far from civilization at all. Turns out I did cross that road just a little further up. I think it might be it's a parking area down there, it looks like. And here on the other side there's a cache of water, which is nice. I know some of the water sources are contaminated with all the rain. They're flowing well, but nice to see people thinking about the hikers and leaving water out for them when they need it. I'm about to cross a lovely little stream here, but there's a sign just beyond, I don't know, 100 yards back or so, that warns that if you take water from here, you need to both treat it and filter it because it comes from a farm and it runs alongside a road for a few miles. So unfortunately, even though there's plenty of water, not all of it is safe unless you have the right equipment or gear to treat it. I'm crossing a fairly decent sized rock fall right now, and unfortunately I had another fall earlier and I had stepped on a slippery rock and my foot went out from underneath me, and next thing you know I was down on the ground. But thankfully the trail underneath me was smooth and I landed on my quarter panel, my right butt cheek, which has got some padding, thankfully still back there. I haven't lost that much weight, and did not smash my shoulder again, thank goodness. But it made me kind of wary of going over rocks like this, so I'm a little bit slower on this part, but not. Well, there must have been a really bad storm in this area a while back because it is just desolate. These trees, oh, just tons of trees down, a lot of destruction, unfortunately, of the vegetation along the trail. The trail maintaining club has done a great job of clearing everything out, and it looks like it's been a little while since most of these came down, but there must have been a heck of a storm or even a tornado that blew through here at some point. That's an interesting spot on a tree. And actually looking at the bark, I've just kind of come around the corner and I'm wondering if maybe what happened was a fire. But I'm not an expert in such things, it's kind of hard to tell, but it is sad to see so many trees down. Well, this is the RPH cabin shelter. The RPH stands for Rouse Peak Hiker Cabin, and it is open on the other side. It's just a concrete block structure and they opened it up. There's a nice porch and picnic tables and everything out there, and then there's a lovely little privy over here and I'm going to go inspect. And I was happy to see that when I got here there's a Sobo hiker here. His name's Texas. Nice little sign here. 1424.9, back to my home. Anyway, yeah, Texas here, and I had seen his name in the logbook at the last shelter, so I thought he might be zeroing here given the weather. And he was. It's nice to know that I'm not the only one on the trail right now.